Alright guys, just cutting the airbox. I got the airbox all clean. One thing that's kind of cool is I did these separate just by freehand, but they are pretty darn close. Look at that. So anyway, looks like I had a pattern or something. Anyway, I want to cover some of the stuff just because the earlier video I've had this trouble all day long. The camera just stopping. Anyway, I've cleaned things up on the bike. I got the new sprocket, new chain, new countershaft sprocket. Got the new nut, the new locking tab. I bent over the lock washer. I got my new seal. There it is. Okay, I got my new clutch push rod shaft seal, and I installed that. Postman did bring it today. I got everything cleaned up. It's all clean on both sides of the covers. Everything's nice and clean. I do have a rubber for this. It's sitting in the house. I'll put that on, but I got the shifter all clean. It's still got the Suzuki S-bolt. You watch me blow out the pump. Let me see. One of the things is, like, even carburetor's been gone through. It really was fairly clean on the inside. But I went ahead and cleaned it out, blew everything out, sprayed carb cleaner. This kind of banjo fitting bolt here where it holds the main jet, it's just all trashy looking, so I went ahead and just bought a new one for $8, replaced it. It's got a new needle and seat, floats are set, everything's kind of set for factory. New top end, watch me do the pump. One of the other things is, oh, let me see, get it over here. Is, like I was telling you on these things, it pays to go through them, because I went to reinstall this rubber strap, and even though it was really nice, it snapped. So it goes in my to be ordered pile. So I'll have to order one of those. But yeah, if you're out riding, you don't want to lose this thing and then have it, you know, flopping off the bike or getting damaged or spilling your oil everywhere. So it just pays you to go through these things. The other thing is, I had a set of progressive shocks from one of my TM250s I had, and these guys were kind of old and rusty. These guys are nice. They're about 5 years old, so I threw them on. And the other thing, if I can find it in my stash pile here, this is all the garbage I took off. I'm getting ready to throw it in the garbage, so I thought I'd do one more. I'm going to have to cut and paste a lot of these guys. Oh, we don't want to throw away the airbox lid. See, here's the old sprocket. Teeth, it's trash. Teeth are gone on the one side. The kickstand spring wasn't the right one. When I was pulling it off, it broke, so I have the correct one on it, so it works nice now. I got new chain adjusters. I had those, so I went ahead and threw those on. The one thing I'm looking for on the rear sprocket, it has these nut locking collars. I don't know what you call them, but when you bolt the sprocket up, then you bend the tab over. I don't use these guys. I haven't in years. I just put some Loctite on it. I use the flange bolts. I don't have any extra washers or anything like that laying around on it. The hub's all cleaned up. I had to put the new Cush hub drive. As you can see, this one was just one I pulled out. It's just garbage. There's no Cush to this thing. I had a brand new set, so I went ahead and threw them in. But there was a lot of slop, and now there's not really. It's as tight as they come, brand new. So that's just some of the improvements. Like I said, this thing, it could have lasted, but you know, you do so much work to the bike and you got something like that on it. This is what the whole back of the bike basically looked like compared to how clean it is now. This was actually this color, all the hub and everything. Spokes I got kind of silver. I'll get better as I go along. I mean, as I wash it and do things to it and tinker on it, then I can kind of polish out the spokes and clean the other stuff up. But it's clean enough to where I can go riding. But you can see the condition of the chain. I mean, it just had this, look at that, just that thick goo all on the side. Nothing's worse for a chain than running in dirt. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and fix these. This isn't the right bolt, of course. I'll put a 6mm in that, but I got cushions for that all fixed. I did get the rack on yesterday and the shocks on before I went to work. This is the factory rack. It looks really nice. It's going to carry all my stuff for when I go out doing some rides. Take you guys along. But it fits really nice. I had some new bolts, washers, mounted all that stuff on. So as you can see, this side here, I'm pretty much done with, other than just this and the spark plugs, minor things. And so I got the air box cut, and those are the holes we got in the side. That's going to be enough. I got one on each side. That's more than enough. And then I'll clean the new uni filter I have for it, put that in. I have a new air intake boot. I'll put that on as well. Everything will be sealed up, cleaned up, good to go. And then the batteries, I put the acid in it, and it's sitting on the charger right now, so it'll be charged up, ready to go. I got a new fuse junction for it. What else? Then I'll get the pipe on tonight. I have that brand new aftermarket pipe. As I ran over something. Here we go. Oh, I ran over the tool tray. So, but like somewhere around here. Somewhere. There it is. Got the new uni filter for it. So it'll have a better air filter on it. And yeah, it'll just be good to go. So I just want to add a couple. I've already said all this, but I had camera problems with this Drift Ghost X shutting on and off. So I'm going to be splicing all these together. So I just want to make sure I cover all this stuff. I did one earlier today, and I actually had the camera too far down because all it did was show my arms. It didn't show any of the things I was pointing out, like the rack and the shocks and stuff like that. Chains on, nice arcade chain, standard grade. Good enough for this bike, you know, 20 horsepower bike, fine. And that's about it. You know, this motor was a grease ball. I mean, it was like this, and now it's like that. You know, WD-40, toothbrush, brake cleaner. Like I said, dollar store, you get this awesome orange. That's what I'll use to clean the garage floor, and it will take all that grease off. This stuff's good for $1. You get 64 ounces for $1, and all that stuff works good. So, but anyway, yeah, we're sitting good on this side for the most part. So I'm gonna throw all this stuff in the garbage can, and I'm going to go to the other side. And then, like I said, this will be kind of a cut and paste video. One of the things that didn't come out last time is my friend. He has a KTM. He replaced these tires after about, I don't know, 600 miles or so. They're Pirelli MT43s, DOT approved trials tires. And I pulled the old ones off. Like I said, this was the tube that was on it. And you don't want to be out in the sticks and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 patches. So I actually had the tube that was in the DR650 because I put heavy duty tubes in that. So you know, so I put the tube that was in the DR650. It was like brand new. And had no patches or anything, so I just put that one in it. I only use one rim lock on these guys. You can see I got to tighten that guy down now that I got it aired up. But these come with two rim locks. And like I said, in the early days of bikes, they kind of overkilled some things. You know, one of them being the sprocket retainers and 525 chains and stuff like that. But they also had 2 rim locks. You know, you go buy a new bike that's got 60 horsepower, it's got 1 rim lock. So I just put one in. I run them opposite sides of the valve stem. The valve stem is going to be, I don't know if I can move this thing, nope. Anyway, rim lock's there, valve stem's here. There's another hole for a rim lock there, and I'll put a blob of silicone on it when I get done. Like I said, that's it. This side's pretty much complete. So I'm going to throw this stuff in the garbage. I'm going to spin this guy around. I'm going to clean up the garage floor and stuff, but I just wanted to have enough video where I can do a good presentation of what's done since the camera kept shutting on and off today. And I had the wrong angle on some of the parts. So anyway, that's it.